cooldown, and then left.
Oh, so you can do the boss and then turn around and backtrack?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Actually, no. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think just going left is better because you don't have to retrace
we
anything.
really want to get less on cooldown this boss. Save your
Still gotta
cooldowns.
do all the trash, right?
Yep.
Save cooldowns, what?
Save cool on the boss. Save cooldowns for second set of little ads. And play in close. So that way the ads aren't in cyan. Sorry, Tucker.
Hey.
Hey. Sorry, that ad pickup was very bad for me.
Yeah, well, I was the one that pulled him, so my bad. Rip momentum. These things got a lot of health.
Oh yeah, it's a 15. Shit's real on the streets.
Do y'all know Trails? Like, have you talked to Trails?
He predates me. Tiger might know.
I have not talked to many.
I'm trying to get him back. I'm trying to get him back. I want this guy back.
I know that you and Gibbles really like him. I hope that he does come back for you.
Yeah, Tro's owns. Tro's, like, actually was insane. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get him back. But I'm trying.
Okay. There will be a debuff, a bleed debuff that goes on you. He will call out a bigger tree, a bigger ad. And when the big ad dies, it will drop a circle. Don't burn cooldowns on this first set of ads. Hold burst cooldowns for a second set, please. tight circles as much as possible. Okay, that's the big ad. Has a heal that needs to be interrupted. Clean up the little ads, please. Okay, and then we're gonna lust. Lust. Holy fucking Moses. Okay.
A lot of damage.
Tienen suerte de que los dos sepamos curar.
Splinter break.
Yeah,
You're a-
that burst, you need to use like a defensive.
Okay.
So it's the second onset. He'll do like a burst thing. I don't know. Is that the splinter break? I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, it looks like it was the AoE from the boss. But yeah,
Well, we didn't lust, so that's good.
yeah, I died right before we lost it. So yeah, I'll last this time.
You're a good raid lead, Cassie.
Thank you.
Alright. It's been nice. Excuse me, hello. That's my bad.
Thank you for apologizing. Okay. We good?
Sure.
I have a smelly, smelly pussy in front of me. Here we go. Okay, I got first interrupt. Gotta get these ads down.
Got that one.
Okay, this is gonna be very difficult. No.
Confiamos en ustedes.
I don't know how to get all that threat all at once. One more shot?
Yeah, sure. The burst fourth.
I completely
Okay.
waited. I wasn't even attacking him at first. The second ad wave.
The
Or we can
What-
keep going. I don't think it's like a DPS problem. We can figure it out.
yeah, what's the burst fourth? Because it's from what it reads, it sounds like it's a swirl, but like I wasn't in any swirls.
That's he just does like after the second odds. I think that's the big AOE thing. He does.
And is it like per ad that's up still or something?
Mm,
It was just like 130k. That's like, most of my HP.
Let's take a look. Burst forth. Once awakened by burst forth, hungry lashes can inflict significant damage. When he arrives at 100 energy, he yeah, no. That's just a thing. So the burst forth is just 100 energy. It just does that damage.
Okay, so everyone uses defensive.
Yeah, probably a defensive on that second one too. So that'll be lust and a defensive. And then the idea we should hopefully get him down before he gets that second one. When you get hit, okay, and so then the issue here is we have to get Bark Breaker off of us. So we might have to hard target swap to the middle the middle tree.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Have you
The
guys
one
seen
where
that?
one we're kicking.
The small tree that heals?
The small tree that heals. I think we have to burn that down, and clear the debuff quick.
Okay.
I've just been swapping to it when I see it.
I've just been trying to AoE little guys.
Let's just
Yeah.
let's hard swap to that.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you mark it?
I can try. It's
Okay,
pretty
sure.
chaotic. If somebody else can do
Yeah.
it, that would be great. Make sure we're playing in. I know it's annoying, but it'll help with AoE. Oh, why am I not
Sorry.
able to cast anything? Okay, sorry. I'm not able to hit anything. I don't know what's going on.
That happens with weak auras every couple hours. You have to reload.
I think you're
Oh,
trapped.
there's no way out.
Ay, no temas. Sé que enseguida estarás de pie de vuelta.
Okay. Sorry?
Oh, were we trying to reset?
No, just after the issue with targeting and using abilities, they were going to try to reset because a couple of us got instant murked.
I gotcha.
It literally was just saying error.
Yeah. Yeah, weak auras will like not let you click anything. And usually, yeah, it's like every couple hours you gotta reload. It's good to know this whole room is worth 24% force.
Okay. Everybody ready?
Sure.
Okay. So that is...
Big Ed.
Switch to Big Ed? Nope.
AoE stun with meta.
It just...
Oh!
Yeah, I also got hit by some shit and wasn't really ready.
So
That
like the
is-
splinter bark is ticking, and then also the burst force just does you like 150k. That's just a lot of damage.
This just strikes me that it might just be too much fucking damage. Just
You want
like,
to go to the other
literally.
boss?
Well, because we're 392 at the moment. What's the level 15 drop? Hold on, I actually have it. A level 15 drops 411. So I guess it's not horrible, but we're under geared.
Probably somewhere between heroic gear, I'd guess.
392 is Mythic 10 end of dungeon. So if we were fully Mythic 10 end of dungeon geared, we'd still be 5 levels below this key.
It strikes me that, like, because that's just as soon as those mobs come out, that's it.
Yeah, are we supposed to, like I was saying, like, are we supposed to kill all the small ones before they come out, and then it does less damage? But
So,
you were saying it didn't look like it. The burst scaled with the number of mobs.
Feet. Feet.
Also does fucking ton of damage. 115k.
For the
Everyone.
surge.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Devastator has one mechanic, and it charges the furthest person away, then breathes. So if we play spread out, that will always happen. Okay, move around. Funnel.
This is gonna be horrible in what's it called?
Breaking.
No, I was thinking bolstering.
Oh no, you're
This-
just gonna have to do this. You're gonna have to change your loadout.
No, I mean this guy has so much more health than all the guys that he pulls with.
Yeah. What if you can CC him?
Can't stun.
That's true. It's a lot shorter now, isn't it? Bolstering.
Sorry, I thought I could do that. My fault.
Oh,
I'm not gonna blame the kitten in front of me, but
oh, did you die there?
I got
I didn't.
waxed. I didn't.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, I think the problem in those pulls is the monotonous lecture that like stuns someone for or sleeps them for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, if you get slept and then those pools appear underneath you and blows you up, it sucks.
So it's like similar to the streets where they channel a stun into someone. And something, some of the other dungeons, same thing. It's this book, the unruly textbook that does it.
Okay, so we're focusing textbook. Wow. What if I were good at playing World of Warcraft? What would that be like? Sorry. Slow it down, I'll take it a pack at a time.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna time this.
Well, no, I mean, Herg and I have to go in the next 10-15 minutes.
oh, right. That too.
Yeah, I don't have that much. I don't have that much ability to get threat, y'all. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm also an a-hole demon hunter, so lots of upfront crazy threat.
I think you and Tiger have similar profiles.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 books.
I pulled out one.
No, they're together. Oh. I was trying to set up my meta to stun them all, but I didn't quite make it. Came back for the last hit.
No hace mucho tiempo, los miembros del vuelo azul sobrecargaron un elemental arcano por accidente y crearon un poderoso ensamblaje llamado Vexamus.
Momentum is really fun with the throw glaive talents now.
Cool. Okay, absorb the things.
Hey,
Okay.
Oh, it dropped it off where I was when I dashed.
what's up?
Oh, you got one.
Is that a magic dispel?
It is.
Yeah, the things you pick up. But the bombs, oh my gosh, the bombs do
the bombs.
32k per second.
The bombs did a lot, and then yeah, the like stacks you pick up, the balls.
If you
Yeah, I was
3
wondering if there's
players.
something I can dispel, 'cause I can dispel like curse.
Get
and
your
stuff.
Fantasy Grounds Unity running if you haven't already seen that, Herg.
So the mana bomb is a debuff it puts on 3 players. Is that it, or is it?
I think it's on 2.
Yeah, and then it's a circle and it leaves a pull, but it does a lot of damage when it goes off.
Oh, that's the mana bomb. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the death log.
Yeah, and then the orbs put a stack on you. And then I don't know what that stack does, but it doesn't seem good. And it didn't seem to go away very quickly.
The orb is a 13-second thing, and it increases
Yeah.
like magic damage taken by by 7% or something.
Okay, so like the people that have the bombs shouldn't have a lot of stacks. Maybe like dispel the people that get the bomb, but like you can only hit one of them probably before the bomb goes off.
Yeah.
Do one more before you guys gotta go.
Yeah.
Oh, I got an update. Yeah, I got an update. Unity.
Yeah, I just did it too. It only took a couple seconds. It's like a series of like 7 megabyte updates.
Oh, put this trash back. So.
This is very strong. I wonder if it will come out even close to this strong.
Yeah, I mean for all we know, like everyone could just get 10% auras, for tuning.
Oh, and this is naked. The fucking affixes didn't even go in.
Yeah, I was wondering. I haven't seen Quaking yet.
Right? Ready?
Yep.
Sure.
Let's do it.
I got blasted.
Wow, those do hit really hard.
He got full mana. It looks like. Did orbs hit him?
Up until that point, I don't think any did.
Huh. So the debuff has to go. So that means. And how many people get bomb at a time? 2 at a time?
3.
Was it 3?
Yeah. At least the death log says 3, and I thought I remember seeing 3.
Let's take a look. See what it says. Just for edification, because we do have to go.
Yeah.
I think I should play as Jim for this session. Okay. Each orb does 33,000 damage where they spawn. And every time he absorbs an orb, he gets 20 energy and deals 13k. Versus deals 13k to each player, versus an individual player grabbing an orb, which is only 11k.
We should probably hop over.
Well, we gave it a try.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Good learning experience.
Yeah, I gotta see where it scales up, because the 10 was a fucking joke.
I think after 10, every key is plus 10% instead of plus 8, but even still.
That was not 8%.
Yeah, basically this would be like more like a what we think of as a 17, give or take.
And we're geared from a plus 10.
Yeah. I still think maybe it's much. I mean, we also don't know exactly what we're doing. This is one of those dungeon breads where things kind of have just died before, and then I didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah. I mean, we were doing the mechanics right that I could tell.
Yeah, I think so. From what I can tell, this is a don't let the boss eat any orbs, and then he does things and they do damage.
Yeah.
You don't stand in the things.
Yeah. It's nothing truly complicated.
Well,
But
it's
it
just
was
who
doing
has
a
to
lot
be
of damage.
dispelled is the question. How do we handle dispels is the question.
Or it's one person gets all the orbs and it gets dispelled, and the other people don't. Because if all 5 of us are getting orbs, we're all gonna have the debuff and it can't get dispelled.
Oh, is that?
Maybe it's just the mobile
Oh, is
person.
it a clear?
All the orbs,
I didn't
and then
realize the people who grab the orbs need to be dispelled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it's the
might
debuff
just
that makes
be
you
a
take
clear.
more damage from like magic. So then if you get the bomb, you take more damage and you die.
Weird. All right.
Yeah, so maybe it's make the hunter turtle and get them all, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
One person that's mobile gets them and then gets dispelled.
And then if they get bomb, yeah, that's probably
Or stack up in mass dispel situation.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like that probably. All right. Living
something
there.
to think about.
Cool.
All right. See you in a bit.
Yeah, have
See ya.
fun. I hope you win.
Boo bow.
And what else?
Hello.
Oh, the gladiator missed his big one of his massive hits that would have just pretty much ended the fight. It literally came down to like if Conrad misses, if Conrad misses, then he dies. If Conrad hits, he wins, and he hit that last hit, and of course he got the single target recharge again, and he crit, and I mean that's like 80 damage. So I mean that was that.
Nice.
Yeah, I was just
Hello,
like,
everybody.
oh my god.
Hey,
Yeah.
how's it going?
Anyway, yeah.
Whew. I'm all right.
Looks like we are all in.
It does look that way. The start of the session is going to be your arrival back to the city of Waterdeep, the city of Splendor, a city at the base of a mountain, right on the coast of Faerun. And you're starting to have some experience with the city. I think this will be your 3rd trip for some. Others maybe a couple more times. You'll arrive 7.5 days after you leave the Serpent Hills on horseback. Not in any intentionally fast pace, but not a slow pace either. Conrad probably on the same horse as Clank, probably.
Mm-hmm.
You arrive to the city of Splendor. It's a beautiful city. Lots of stone buildings. Strong against the wheel of time, and just kind of the ever present ocean battering against, the buildings around the outside of the city. It is evening, maybe 6:30 or so as you come into the city. The six of you. Sorry. Yeah, 6 of you.
Yep.
It's your choice what you'd like to do, where you'd like to go. You haven't been. It's almost about a month since you left.
All right. First things first, Conrad, where is it that you wanted to go?
Well, my wife should be staying in the Castle Ward, but I left her.
All right. Shall we take him there, everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
All right. I guess we head there.
Okay. You are recognized as you kind of go through the city to the Castle Ward. It takes about 20 minutes on horseback, like walking at a slow pace. You can't exactly dash through the streets really very easily. So you make your way over to the Castle Ward, and the high castle, beautiful white stone, and the guards recognize you as you get there, and they'll, kind of take a look, the ones out front, and see Conrad kind of in his battered state, and you all returning, and kind of, wave you into the city, and to the castle, and kind of walk forward and start to grab the reins of the horses and like reach up to try and help you dismount, sort of thing.
Okay.
Without too much question or anything. Sahra will hop off and kind of pat the horse on the back, and yes, you were very fine. It was great ride. I enjoyed very much.
Yeah, I'll dismount as well.
And kind of Sahra will look over and kind of like also offer her hand a clank, because little metal woman, please do not fall. It is a long way for you.
Yeah, I got it. Let me just roll Dex check really quick. I stumble a little bit as I get off the horse.
And you come into the wide doors. A few kind of butlers serving people usher you towards the familiar kind of council room that you've been in previously. And a short time later, Conrad's wife, Amalia, comes in, and there's the kind of reunion scene that you've seen a couple of times with different people throughout different parts of the world. Sarah.
Hello, yes.
Yes, I messaged you.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Sadha maybe kind of like glances down at her sword for a second, or down towards her like equipment, towards her belt, like checking, like almost like patting herself, sort of, just for 1 second, and then stops and kind of looks up. Amalia and Conrad are hugging, they're kissing, they're like kind of crying with each other for a second. For the first time, Conrad actually looks like relieved and kind of like he's safe. And they kind of walk out of the chamber. And one of the butlers comes back and kind of says, "Yes, is there anything else? Is there anything else I can help you with? Lady Silverhand is otherwise occupied at the current moment."
Out of character, what was the name of the woman who was good with the magic items?
Lady Silverhand, Laurel Silverhand.
Laurel Silverhand. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is her castle.
She is the leader of Waterdeep. Yes.
Okay.
And who was the main druid with the contingency of elves?
His name is King Melandrak. Melandrach. Melandrak.
And so
I suppose.
Go ahead.
Oh. I suppose I would ask if King Melandrak is still here, or is here, or if he is back in the what's the name of that forest? Is it just the Misty Forest?
Forest.
Yes. Yeah, the Misty Forest. Yep.
Yep.
The king, the elf king, still stays. He waits for an update, an official update in front of the council of your progress.
Understood.
Could you please get me well, basically Sarah is going to concierge service this person to try to connect them with one of the more prodigious like arcanists, like scriber of scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
In the area.
In the city. The city.
And then we'll also we'll send off for let me see how much gold she has, but for ink.
How much gold do you have?
Yep, that is the question.
Because
I have let's see.
Well, you don't have to tell me how much gold you have. You could tell me how much ink you want.
I would like. Well, yeah, it's measured in increments of ink or whatever. That's the issue. Is that the ink is measured in 50 gold increments.
Yeah.
So I would get.
Must be 50 gold.
No, that's what it is. That's what it says.
Yeah.
You spend 50 gold. So I would get I'll just 250 gold pieces worth.
Of magic ink.
Of magic ink and paper.
Yes. This I can have done for you very easily. I can accomplish this within the hour. But your other introduction must be made by Lady Silverhand herself. She keeps her methods and her practices very close to her chest.
Wonderful. Well, actually, wait. I have the ruby at 1,000 gold pieces. Should I just get 10? Should I just get 20 pieces of ink?
I mean, you can roll insight if you want, but this you're getting the vibe that this person, they've been expecting you to return. They didn't know exactly when you would return, but it seems like there's someone who's assigned to be kind of like your attaché once you've come into the city.
Yeah.
Right, and that's this person.
So, like, out of character, would this be wildly inappropriate that I'm asking these things of them?
No, not at all. I don't think so. I think you kind of get the vibe that like these are the things that people normally ask from him actually to go get them things for them.
Cool. So then, yeah, instead of the 250, she'll throw him the ruby and she'll say, as much ink as you can reasonably get me for the 1,000 GP ruby.
You will have your return coins presently, madame.
How quickly is it that we would set up a meeting with two of the council?
It would take one full day from today, so not on the morrow, but the day following.
Should we, and this is turning to the rest of the group, should we set something up to meet everybody right now? There's still some things that we probably want to review. What hard evidence do we have that there's something amiss on the council? I remember we got some notification from the hags, if I'm not mistaken, or some documentation from the hags, if I'm not mistaken, that may have had some information to such, and I think we also...
I think that was mentioned by... I think the only thing that you thought was suspicious is something that Nerenvain said.
Yeah, there's a metallic... he said that there's a dragon in the city, but he only said a dragon. He did only say a dragon.
Hmm.
So
He did not say a chromatic dragon.
Yes.
That is true.
Well,
In the city, he did. He intimated that there was a dragon inside the city of Waterdeep.
Well, these so that
And maybe now that that's being mentioned upon between all of you, it starts to like harken back to there was a killing inside the city when you first got here.
yes. Can you tell me? And she will kind of step away from the group for a second and pull up the kind of aid again. And has there been any news with the killing, the murder that happened 1 month ago?
Absolutely. Much news there has been. A suspect has been remanded to royal custody, and they are available for questioning to the Lady Silverhand and the Count Never Ember only.
What is this person's name, if I might ask?
I apologize. I wish I could give you such information, but I cannot.
Understandable.
Not because I cannot give it to you, because I do not know myself.
Fair enough. Need to know sort of thing. Understood. We may have to ask them individually.
Yes, maybe people of your stature would be able to acquire such information from other people of such important stature.
Please do not get it confused that we do not value your work, because you are very important to everything that we do here. Please. You need not prostrate yourself here with us.
I might serve in the highest of places, but I do know that I serve. It is my pleasure. Please.
Okay. All right. Well, my phone.
May I ask what your name is, by the way?
Silvio.
Silvio. Thank you very much, Silvio.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll make himself scarce, and he'll take your ruby, and he'll bring you back the money, the difference, and go see how much paper and magic ink he can acquire for you. Before he leaves, did you want to set up a council meeting? Should he tell the steward of Lady Silverhand that you want to set up a meeting, or do you want to take some time to think about it, or?
Before he leaves, anyway, I think I have at least one more question. So we had sent back a druid to report to Waterdeep with some of the paper or documentation that we received from the hags. Was she received, and has that documentation made its way here?
I apologize again. I do not know anything about this personally. I fear you are speaking to someone as if they have inside information that I do not have.
Okay. Fair enough.
I apologize. I wish I could tell you the answers to your questions.
It sounds a lot like we must have to speak with the group in general in order to suss out exactly the goings on here.
Yeah, it sounds like it's probable at this point.
Speaking with them individually might be a better idea. We wouldn't want to cause potential panic among everyone else.
This is absolutely correct, Large Metal Man. I do think that it is worth. We may all speak together and then speak to each individual, just to see what is going on.
And now that you've actually accomplished specific tasks for people, you may have an easier time in terms of the transaction of information.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll set up the meeting.
Council meeting? You want to set up the council meeting?
Yes.
Sounds like you want to set up a council meeting.
Sounds like we do.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, perfect. All right, cool. So Silvio will alert the steward of Lady Silverhand, and it will not be it will take place the morning Not tomorrow morning, but the day after.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so do you want to? You will be offered 2 guest apartments in the castle ward if you want, or you can make other accommodations if you'd like.
I'm good with the accommodations that they provide us personally.
I'm okay with those accommodations.
Yeah, it's fine.
And of course, GD will stand prostrate outside of Clank's door.
Of course.
Let me in, please. Anything? Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, excuse me, helper Silvio, could you tell me where the elves are currently staying here in the city? I might like to have wine and food with my people.
Of course, they have accommodations in the castle ward, just like you do. And he kind of like, in his little Italian accent explains the way for you to get there. Like, they're staying not on the same side of the castle ward, but, like 2 streets down, and then you make a right and blah, blah, blah.
Great. I think I might try to stay with it. Could you send to them and see if they have the ability to receive us tonight?
He'll say he'll make it his first stop before he goes out for the paper and the ink, but he has to go quickly because the sun's going down, stores are closing, etc., etc.
Okie doke.
Okay, so he heads out quickly.
Sarah, GD, I may want your help for some stuff later on. Tomorrow.
I have some
we have the day.
Okay. I have time.
I have a large amount of writing that I need to do, as well as kind of preparing ourselves some things to some magic that you might be able to use for my book.
That's understandable. I don't think it should take much of your time. GD, I just need you to meet up with me, and we can all meet up with Sahra tomorrow.
Just if you heard my alarm on my phone, that was to remind you all. Not that it has been a problem yet, but while you are here, if you are going to cast a higher level spell that needs a used component, this would be a good time to pick such a thing up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Check that.
The only thing that I can really think
I
of
double
is...
checked for all of you, and none of you so far, as your character sheet stands, have needed it.
Yeah, the only thing
that
that
I
I
had
can...
but that was baked in. She brought it with her.
Wax had one, but it works through his veal. So that's the only one that I know of.
The only other thing that I can think of is like diamonds for Revivify, but we don't have access to that spell currently.
It doesn't. It's currently it's a moot point. MOOT.
Yep.
But that is something that we could get a spell scroll that's infused. The spell scroll contains the reagent, so we could buy a
yes, but that's an arcana check, which is painful.
Well, no, but we could. This is the high city. So I think that it would be worth it to invest mutually in to find maybe a great scholar. I know that there are many religions around here. I don't know if all of you have found the light of Coralon to guide you to the truth, but I think Shantea welcomed me very kindly when I arrived, as well did the people of Tyr. So maybe there is a great monk or priest that could make us give us the ability to bring someone back should we fall.
Who is a part of the Order of the Gauntlet?
I believe I'm both.
I believe Zermenos is, and Wax. You're the only two, right?
Okay.
you know that there are powerful clerics within the Order of the Gauntlet. Not as powerful as maybe some of the other figures that you've been dealing with recently, but definitely someone powerful enough to bring someone back. If you're talking about someone who's been dead for over a week, that's quite a powerful cleric you need to find.
I think what
Is it a week?
Trying to find.
But let's look.
Revivify.
Let's look at it. That's
Yeah.
within a minute. Oh, a revivify. To find a revivify scroll, you could do that probably pretty easily.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I don't think that's that hard. Revivify is what, level 3?
Yep.
Yeah.
You could have it created easier than anything, and I think it would only take 2 days of work.
All right. If somebody
according to the Xanathar's rules, which we're playing by, let me just look it up really quickly.
Scrolls.
What was that to be created?
Spell scroll.
A revivify scroll.
A revivify scroll. That's right. Here it is. Crafting days. It would be level 3 spell would be uncommon. It would be 10 crafting days for 250 gold to craft one with one person. Oh, wait. Crafter level.
I think scrolls might be different, but I'm not 100%.
Oh, wait. No, I'm wrong. No, because that's the old rules. This is the new one. Here's the Xanathar, ZGTE. Uncommon 500 gold for 7 work days.
Mm-hmm.
You could make one.
If we
would have to.
We don't.
Yeah. If you had the spell that you, but if you had the spell, if you had the spell.
Okay. All right. So, if can I say personally one thing that I would like to do?
Sure. We're going to assume we're going into the next day here.
Yeah, I think so. If everybody's good with that.
I would like to
resolve your ink and stuff too.
No. I want to see if the elves. Yeah, I'm gonna wait to see if we can. If I would try to like pull Wax aside and see if he would come and spend the night with me. Not spend the night with me, but spend the night at the elf lodgements. In the other part of the city, so
with King Melandrak,
so that we might kind of have a private audience with them about the prince and everything that went on.
Yeah, I could use the soothing melodies of my youth in these times.
All right, so Clank, before we do any of that, we're gonna settle this then, because this is something that's gonna happen before the next day.
I've got something that I'd like to do on the night as well. So
okay, all right, no problem. So we'll see how long this goes on for. If it's an extended thing, then I'll take a break and come back to anybody else who has anything they want to do on the night. But we'll proceed with this for 5-10 minutes and see what happens. Okay, so at some point, you're led to these 2 rooms. Good Boy and Clank. You find yourself with Sir Menos, maybe you're by yourself in the other room. Maybe you're with Clank or Good Boy. And Sarah and Big Wax break off from the group, and you know their intention is to go stay with the Elf King, both of them being of elven heritage, although Sarah does not look like the same kind of people that King Melandrak does. Wax is a little closer. But more human-like. And they break their way off out of the castle ward, and the 2 of you kind of follow Silvio's instructions. It's only a 10-minute walk or so, not far at all. And you make your way, and you find this large kind of royal apartment, guest apartment sort of thing. And the way you arrive and kind of see a very descriptive banner of sorts hanging outside the apartment. It's a forest clearly covered with mist. And there's a scene kind of elves chasing what seems to be a elusive, powerful kind of fey creature making its way through the forest on this banner, and you reckon you've kind of reached the right place.
Wonderful. She'll just knock, I guess.
Couple seconds pass, 10 seconds pass, and then, maybe 20 seconds pass, and someone opens the door, and it seems to be a human steward. Kind of doesn't look like Silvio, but is another kind of nondescript sort of person who kind of opens her and says, "Yeah, yes, hello."
And so in Elvish, she will say, "Hello, is the king in? Is King Melandrak in?"
Come in. You're speaking. You see, he doesn't understand. You're speaking Elvish. Please. Are you
so
a guest?
Do you is within the premises? Does the king have?
Is
The king
Landrock here?
Yes, please. You speak common. Yes, sir. I hate to. I don't want to insult this other one here. And he kind of lowers his voice and forgets that you're kind of listening to him for a second. That you can hear voice volume, and he kind of like goes down low next to Max. Please, yes, the king is here. They are actually having tea and dessert after dinner. Are you expected guests?
We are not, but I'm sure he will be happy to see us.
Hey, can I know your name, please, so I might tell him who calls upon him?
So, what did we call our guys? What do we call our group, guys and girls? And
the Minstrels.
The Minstrels?
Oh yeah, the Minstrels.
You're the Minstrels.
Is that what we came up with?
Yeah, you're the Minstrels. Yes.
My name is Sahra Moalim Evanara. I come from Evermeet.
I did hear something of a foreign contingent of elves in the city. Yes, beyond the ones obviously staying here.
Yes, it is most enjoyable to meet new people. I agree.
Beautiful. Yes, Sarah Evanara. Yes, Sarah Evanara. And you, sir,
Maximilian Glanastasia.
And he, you see him. He said, "Okay, yes. I will announce you." And he turns around and kind of walks into the room, a couple rooms back, and waves for you to follow. Walks through 2 rooms, a large kind of meeting room, and then a kind of study-looking room. And past the study room, there seems to be a dining room, and elves are sitting around a table, and as he opens the door, he says, "Sarah Evinara and Maximilian Galanastasia," and kind of bows and quickly walks out of the room. And you see a large contingent of elves. It is both King Melandrak and his personal contingent, his wife, his son is the one ruling the Misty Forest currently, his other son, but there are representatives from the Emerald Enclave, the druids there. You recognize the druid who flew back to alert them of what had happened, the leader of the Emerald Enclave, the woman. Her name is, have that here. Give me 1 second. Inara Hirdan. Inara, Inara, the leader of the Emerald Enclave. And they're all kind of sat around this table. And as the kind of guy walks in and announces you, they're all attention turns to you. And the king kind of finishes like eating a little piece of cake and puts it down and says, "Well, I was not expecting to see you tonight, but I can't say that I am upset. It seems we must have news, more news."
Yes.
"Come, please, please." And he kind of claps his hands a couple of times, and they pull up a couple of more seats for you, and a couple of actually trays and silverware and cups are set down as well. And as you sit down, the king says, "Well, it sounds like you did an amazing job in my homeland, but I would love to hear the personal story before we speak to the council. Is that why you are here?" He kind of like looks like he's nervously like rubbing his hands together.
Indeed. Is this all close, confident counsel we keep here?
Yeah, I keep no secrets from anyone here.
Yes, we hoped to. Yes, we do. We have much to discuss.
Are you? But I don't want to. Are you trying to like?
Well, it's just that
you're not trying to persuade him
other...
of anything, right?
No.
Like, are you trying to persuade him of something, or are you just asking him if he trusts everybody there?
No, I was just because you said that there was like some other people there, so I just wanted to make sure that like.
Yeah, but like these
like...
kind of people get used to having like groups of people around them, especially the same faces day after day. Like they're used to having upwards of 10 people around them at all times. Mm-hmm. So whereas you travel in your group of 5, and that's about the extent of everybody that you trust, someone like the king of the Misty Forest, has anywhere from 10 to 20 people around him constantly.
Well, I don't know. I'm doing the accent, and she'll kind of say, and she'll say, so given that this is the tightest circle that you keep.
Yes, of course.
Great. So, where to even begin?
Do you all want the circle to be tighter? As you say what you think you have to say? Do you want there to be less people there, Wax and Sahra? As you're kind of looking at each other, thinking about where to even begin? Looking at him now, kind of the look in his eyes, what you know about the personal situation that's occurred.
So yeah, I'm thinking, I'm gonna say, maybe like, Sahra, I don't want to walk all over you, Marcus. So please.
No.
I'm thinking that maybe we kind of like, she'll spend the time, she would like tell the story of like how they killed the dragon and, apologize for the pyre in the woods. And they tried to draw it out, but it wouldn't come out, and so they charged bravely into its lair, and through walls of thorn, our metal friend cut through them and eventually was able to fell the foul dragon, and
And in the whole story there, as you're telling that, kind of the really only negative thing, the druids are really not happy about the burning of the forest.
And then also I would warn them
but
that
there have been no burning since.
There have been no burning since, and there's also then I would also warn them that there's still a night hag.
That's true. Yep, that's true. There is one unaccounted for. But the much greater evil you describe, its destruction, Chuff, this adult green dragon that was starting to grow its presence into the forest, it was having an effect on the land around the lair and such. It was starting to kind of really become like a permanent fixture and you outrooted this kind of evil, which also the druids really don't seem too happy about either. The king seems super happy, and he's kind of hanging on the words of what you're saying about, killing the dragon and bringing the gifts back to the town to making them whole again, etc., etc. He's extremely happy about that. Sounds like you've gained an ally here today in the King of the Elves.
Mm-hmm.
By telling him, coming here and telling him everything that's gone on so far with what you said, you've solidified a ally.
So now I will uncast message on Sarah.
Well, just before you do that, everybody here knows what magic looks like. You're sitting in front of a table of magic users. So if you're going to cast message, pretty much everybody at the table will know that you have casted a message.
All right, so I'll just I guess I'll just turn to Sarah and whisper as quietly as possible. Just be like, yeah, what do we need to learn, or what should we tell him about Narenbane?
If you want to say that quietly, you can say it as quietly as possible.
Yeah, I'll say it as
no one
quietly
will
as
hear
possible.
you, but you'll obviously be calling her in to whisper something in her ear in front of everybody. So you know what that looks like, obviously.
Yeah. Let's see.
Which is fine. You can do that.
Both know. Is there a language that we would both know the other one knows?
I don't know.
Elvish.
Is there?
You both know Elvish. That works out for you, right?
No, but
Do that.
otherwise.
No,
Wax only knows
Elvish,
Goblin.
Giant.
Wax knows Goblin.
Somehow.
Okay, that's fine. So
Goblins tell good stories, man.
There you go.
So yeah. And she will, and so you lean in and say that, and Sahra will kind of like laugh. And she will kind of she will say, if King, if you have a few minutes after, well, wait, she's speaking Elvish. If you have a few minutes after dinner, we'd love to have a private audience.
Make a persuasion check with advantage. $15. Yes, of course, I can spare. At least I can spare some time for a good friend, of course. Someone who's willing to go through such lengths to save me and my own. Of course.
Great. And then also she would like to speak with kind of like after the dinner would unfold, she'd try to pull aside the druid that kind of ran off.
Okay. Clank, what did you want to be doing during this time?
I remuted myself. Sorry. GD, get over here. We're gonna figure out some more magic stuff with you. Assuming GD is okay with it.
Yeah, he's gonna kind of, his eyes are gonna light up a little bit, and he's just like,
Yeah, sure. Root around, see what you can find.
Okay. Phrasing, but Okay, so first thing Clank would want to do is just verify that she can find that arcane thing that was locking GD's belt.
Yeah, I mean, you can find it pretty quickly again. It's like imagine like something like you're working with like your a device that has like a slide off back kind of component to it. The belt almost kind of like shifts a little bit to one side and it pops open like a little bit, and then it looks like there's this arcane mesh of web that kind of is like blocking any kind of further interaction with the belt and to GD's kind of physicality.
Okay. GD, do you have any idea what your belt does by any chance? Or what this rune back here does?
Yeah, you know that your belt makes you strong, GD.
I mean, yeah.
Like that's the part of your body that makes you strong. Duh.
The belt. The belt is the reason why I can move things so well. I'm strong because of the power of this belt.
Interesting. So this belt gives you strength, you're saying?
It seems to do that, yes.
Huh. Who gave you that belt?
All I can presume is whoever created me is the one who gave me this belt or fashioned me around it.
All right. And what about your chest and your head? And we've also just figured that there's some magic there. You have any idea about either of those?
Does GD know anything about that?
Yeah, well, when he starts talking about it, you're like, oh yeah, well that makes sense. Like, yeah, like the chest, like, yeah, that's my amulet. And my head, like, I don't know about my head.
All right.
The amulet though, I don't know. Does that make sense?
It's not just the amulet, but it's like your core. Like your amulet is like a part. It's not the whole thing, but it's like a small part of your core of magic. And then your head, you don't really know about.
You have any idea what your amulet does?
Well, I know that when I activate it, it allows me to focus and I'm able to hit things like in combat much better.
Okay.
The times when I would have missed, I can reassess and make that strike count.
Can I try and do the same sort of check it out with Thieves' Tools things to the neck or chest or whatever?
Are you talking about his chest or his head?
Chest first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be AFK for a second.
So D20, I believe the modifier is plus 13. 14.
I mean, this one is a lot harder. This one seems like it's embedded like deep in his body. Like this is probably just the core of magic that keeps him going.
All right. Yeah,
It seems like it has like a rune of like power. Like not power like strength, but power like fuel, like power like the thing that keeps him going, sort of like, you know, his equivalent of his heart or his that sort of thing.
All right. Can I find any purchase in his head to do the same thing? And I'll ask.
You can make the same. You can make the same check.
You feel comfortable with me messing around with your head a little bit, Genie? Trying to figure out what's going on here.
I suppose you can climb on my arm or something.
I won't touch anything that I think would mess with anything. I'll go ahead and 21.
21. It looks like the rune is on what would be his forehead.
Mm-hmm.
As you start looking at it, it looks like it's a rune of like electricity.
Okay.
But other than that, you can't quite figure out what's going on.
Well, can't seem to get any purchase on anything other than your belt. I mean, we could try messing around with this a bit more. I have some ideas. We might be able to get the belt off, but I don't really know if that would do anything particularly interesting. GD, what do you feel like?
I do have a question.
Yeah?
You used magic to empower these runes, right?
Yes, I think that was the other three, though. But yes.
It was
There-
Zermanos, Wax, and Grisbeth.
No, one of them was the Red Wizard of Thay.
Oh yeah.
Is there any way that you can like empower more power into the runes?
I mean, I could try, I guess. Which one would make the most sense? I guess I could try with the head first. Does that seem like it would be reasonable?
Or we know the least amount about
Alright.
my brain.
What should I roll?
Well, so you can't really find a mechanism or a purchase point to kind of find where it attaches into the physicality of GD like you could with the belt.
Alright, then I guess we'll go with the belt since I couldn't really find it.
Right, that one you have experience with, and so I'm not going to make you re-roll to try again. But what do you want to do? You want to start messing with the arcane mesh that's behind the belt?
Well, I think GD was asking me if I could empower it in some way.
Oh, the rune itself? Well, it has the semblance of a magic item, except it looks like it's attached to his physicality.
Yeah.
So if you want to empower a magic item, the first thing you would probably have to do is disconnect it from him.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second thing is you would have to spend time working on the magic item.
Yeah.
To empower it.
Out of game, if it is what I think it is, it would take me quite some time to empower such an item.
It would. It seems like if it's altering GD's physicality in such a way
and
that
he's already a big, a very strong boy.
But it's providing some sort of extra strength to that.
Yeah.
That's like giving him part of this power that makes him so valuable. It's probably going to take you a while, and you don't know what the effect of taking it off of GD would do. Now, had you been able to find, and if you try again subsequently to find purchase point on the head rune, that is currently doesn't seem like it's 100% active, as GD has no kind of obvious magical thing attached to that part of his body. You might have better luck, but you weren't able to do that this time.
Yep. Okay. Well, I mean, we could try messing around with your belt, GD, and maybe at some point down the line I can try and figure out something a little bit more with your head, maybe? I don't know. So if you want to try and empower that, you could maybe look for somebody to help you take that belt off tomorrow. I think I do have some ideas as to how that might be done.
Yes, I would like that.
All right.
I remember wanting to speak with someone, and I never got to speak to them last time.
Okay. Sounds good. I think that's pretty much what I'd like to leave off on.
All right, Zermanos, are you doing anything? Are you part of this? Are you doing your own thing?
No, I think I would have gone with them.
Oh, okay. Zermanos, do you have any thoughts?
And then we'll pop back to Wax and Sada. Sada, are you back with us?
Wait, Zermanos, are you with us? Or are you
Yeah.
with...
Did I miss that there was a split up?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm guessing you're probably with us because they are doing like RP stuff right now.
Yeah,
That-
probably.
Yeah. All right. Then Zermanos. So then I've got a
Yay.
question for you, actually. So that person had mentioned, or what's his name, Narenvane. Narenvane had mentioned that there's a draconic presence inside of the city of Waterdeep. Do you have any magic that might be able to ascertain as to where that presence is? I mean, I know you have some affiliation with Bahamut, and now you have some additional magic that pertains to the Black Dragons.
I may be able to ask or submit a query to Bahamut and see if he responds.
I'd say that might be worth a shot.
Yeah. So yeah, I cast divination.
Oh, finally. All right. Okay. And what are you asking?
You know you did something right when your DM says finally.
Yeah. What are you asking? Yeah, of course. You can
I would
absolutely
request
do that.
I would request any knowledge of dragon whereabouts in Waterdeep.
Yeah, and I mean, when you this is the only second time you cast it. But when you cast it, it's like you're sitting before the feet of this dragon, this platinum dragon that is so large you can't see its head, you can't see its body. All you see is its gigantic claw next to you, and its leg like extending up, and you kind of like look for its like top of its body as it extends up, and it's like so big you can't see it, and you hear it says back to you, "One of my most loyal servants sits in the same city as you. It has taken you long enough to recognize it. Find her. She has been in front of your face this entire time." And then the vision ends.
Anything,
Okay.
Wax? Or Wax? Anything, Zermanos?
Yeah, I guess there's a pretty loyal servant to my master in this city. He didn't tell me much other than that we should find her.
Okay, so a servant of Bahamut, that probably indicates a prismatic or metallic dragon of some form. And find her, he said specifically.
Zermenos,
That's what I heard.
roll a insight check, because you're right. It was a little bit cryptic. He didn't exactly give you the answer straight out. So
I'm
like,
just gonna kind of request like an area or a description or
yeah,
name.
yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. If you can ask for one, what specific in terms of one specific, I'm willing to give you one specific.
We'll go with name.
Jalan Velas.
Wait,
Jalan
Jalan Velas? Isn't that like one of the names that we have heard before for one of the
Sounds
council
familiar.
of
She's
12?
on the council.
Yeah.
Find this person's name.
I've got my notes somewhere around here. Jalan Velas's husband.
Elf?
is
No, Elf's
here.
husband died within the last few months.
Think about the description. What does Jalan Velas look like? Anyone remember what her physical description was?
I possibly have it somewhere. It's been a while.
She was like
though. I
a
would
silver hair lady, I think.
A silver-haired lady, a tall,
A
muscular,
platinum-haired lady.
not platinum, silver-eyed and silver-haired.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite platinum, but more silver, almost like the color of silver coins, of eye and of hair, and quite tall and muscular, and almost ageless in some sort of strange way, where she could be any age between 45 and 75. And you wouldn't be surprised. And you hear that name, and you're kind of like, oh yeah, she's on the council of 12.
Yeah, she was the wife of the masked lord who was killed. He was the person who was the murder that we were talking about that happened like a month ago, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a bunch of different notes, but they're not specifically on her. But okay, so we do know that she is probably okay. So, well, that gives us that information at the very least. The question is that how can we use that information? I mean, presumably she doesn't want her identity to be revealed to everybody on the Council of 12. Maybe we approach her afterwards. I mean, so there was a suspect that was brought in regarding the murder of her husband. Maybe it's possible that we could approach her to see if we can gather any information from her regarding that, and then bring it up with her when we're in private.
I like that.
Reasonable enough? Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Wax, you're not here though. Yeah.
That's true.
Just kind of bouncing things off of Zermanos and GDBO1.
Yeah, it's possible. Sada, are you back with us? No, I guess not. So, Wax, we'll come back to you. Your background is a little loud. I think I can hear yours. I believe it is.
You can hear me
in the background noise, just a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
So, in the private audience, it's funny. Like, you've never sat with a king before this, like one-on-one, but like later on, people walk out of the room and Melandrak like kind of takes you and Sada like 2 doors back into the study, kind of that you had walked past earlier. And there's like very comfortable, obviously, chairs and furniture and a table to sit at, alcohol bar in a globe, like with a globe that you can kind of like pull back and take the alcohol out of. And for the first time, you're sitting with a king, like you're a person in the stories that you have been telling for a really long time.
Yeah, friggin'. So I'll just make a mental note of that. Wax is now in King's story.
You requested a private audience from me.
Indeed. We felt that, what we were discussing, well, we know it to be quite sensitive and personal to you. For when we found and slayed the Green Dragon, we also found Prince Narenvane.
What?
Indeed.
What do you say? What are you saying?
He is he was alive, and
Safra is here. She's just trying to find her phone.
What are you saying?
The prince was actually in league with the dragon. And then they both served a greater master.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage because you're telling the absolute truth. But like he's looking at you kind of like have you ever told someone news that they can't process right away?
Mm-hmm.
And like you're telling it to him, and like he's looking at you and hearing the words that you're saying, but he's not really like processing it. 28. Yeah, he's like my son.
Yeah, the same. We learned he told us much of your history together. Perhaps hearing your side as well will clarify some comings and goings.
You're telling me my son killed the people, the elves of the Misty Forest?
Yeah, he might not have been directly responsible, but he certainly was.
And his face is like kind of super like tightened up, and like he's like his mouth is like hanging open, like, and he's looking at you like he believes what you're saying, but it's like it's so painful, and like he's having such a hard time like putting the pieces together that he's like, can you explain to me further the circumstances so I have a better understanding of my son's betrayal?
I could,
and you like
kind of forgot some of the details here, but
and you relay kind of the betrayal there in vain. So here's a question. So here's what I'll ask you about all of this. How much do you want to tell the king about the involvement of his son with evil gods and such?
So I first want to try and get like his side of the family story of like what, because Narenvain wasn't always a bad guy.
All right, so roll a persuasion check for that first of all, to kind of like ask him like what, like, you know, if you want to say like kind of like what happened between you and your son or whatever.
Right,
like
we heard his side. I'd be
right.
I think your side is probably carries even more weight. Good king.
Right. So roll a persuasion check. That's not an advantage because he's not. You have no reason to be an advantage, but still very good. Well, you're not a father, are you? But I can tell you couldn't live the life that you lived if you were. But you make decisions about your children. And Narenvain, from the time he was born, always showed himself to be willing to do things that most people were not. I never believed he would do something like this or go this far. And he kind of like looks down. His head kind of droops a little bit. In what way was he involved? In what way was he involved? Did you tell him like the full extent and what he was involved? That he was riding the dragon and whatnot.
Oh no, I'll tell him that he seemed very, very afraid of a great power coming.
And that's true. So okay, so that's definitely true. Any more than that?
Well, I would kind of love to know what Pelosi has to say on this, but
what he would say about that? What Sada would say.
Yeah. But what
all
else?
Right. So that's fine. So what we'll do is when Sada comes back, maybe we'll jump back to this, but otherwise we can proceed forward.
Yeah, because it's like out of order it and do like
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was thinking. Because this would only be Wax and Sada anyway, so it won't affect anything. So I'm not sure what's going on, but hopefully rejoin us.
So I have two things that I would like to do, if I can relay them.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing that I would like to do, I would like to stop by sort of like the artisans of the city and see if I can find just for purchase one of these all-purpose tools that I was looking to potentially craft.
Oh, sure. I would say you have to roll. I'll give you a 50-50 shot to find it. That's what I do with people who request specific items.
It is It is only uncommon, the difficulty that or the level that I'm looking at.
Yeah, but it's like a specific like magic tool. Like it's not like it would necessarily just be in any sort of shop. It's like something like, okay, you could either roll investigation to find it, like to search out the store that would have it, or I'll give you a 50-50 shot. I'll let you roll a percentile dice and I'll let you pick, do you want the lower half of 50 or the upper half of 50?
Can I do investigation or?
Sure.
All right. And let's do investigation. 15?
Yeah, you could spend the day finding it, I think. Yeah, sure. It would take you like a long time to find it. You would look and not be able to find it. You'd look again, and you might spend like four hours around the city looking for it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
4 hours of the workday.
Yeah.
And then I would have 4 hours for the remaining thing.
Well, it's not a whole workday.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So how much would one of these cost to purchase? Just at the uncommon.
A +1, one of the +1 tools.
Yep.
What's the actual thing called? All purpose.
All purpose tool. Because I just feel like it is going to be a while before we get 2 solid weeks of.
They'll offer it to you for 375 gold pieces.
375 gold pieces. I will happily take them up on that offer. Any chance they have a +2? Can I inquire really quick? And if the answer is no, that's perfectly fine.
You can roll a D100 dice, but this time I'm only going to give you 25% on it.
All right, let's take 76 to 100. Let's go. 1. No, they do not.
All right, so there you go.
All right, I'll take the +1 happily.
375.
I will pay for that. I've got a sapphire. Can I just pay with one of those?
Yeah, they'll take it and they'll change you out. Yeah, it's all common currency.
Okay, so
gems are gems. They'll take out a loop and they'll start looking at the gem. You know.
Yep. Sounds good. And
gems are exchange currency.
And so I will just add that to my spell. I still have the materials for one, which who knows what I'll use that for. Maybe they can be repairs. Who knows? But for the second half of the day, I would like to spend some time with GDB01, and I would like to look for a spellcaster who might have a spell that might be able to unlock a magical lock.
You think Terran Hornblade might be able to?
Okay, sure. Can we visit him?
Do you know where he's? Do you know where he is? Where he's staying? Or can you contact him?
Is he one of the members on the Council of 12, or?
He is, yeah.
Then I would assume so, or at the very least, I would be able to meet with our liaison and ask him for the potential to meet with Terran Hornblade.
Yeah, and I think probably after the day is spent in the other way, by the time you reach back and reach the liaison, Terran, you're going to be seeing him the morning after anyway, and he's going to be too busy to see you that night.
Okay, yeah.
Preparing for the council meeting.
Then we can meet him up tomorrow. Sounds good to me.
But he's definitely a wizard, a powerful wizard. I mean, Sahra might be able to open a magical lock too.
I think I've asked Sahra, and she does not have that capability. But if he does, it's possible that we can either ask him to, or ask Sahra to, or ask him if he's willing to let Sahra copy down a spell that would enable her to.
She'd have to pay for it, but she'd still have to pay for it. But she could.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd be willing to cover the costs, since this is kind of.
But it's possible.
GD.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, possible.
So let's see.
I think out of the runes that when you were inspecting on his frame, the kind of one that you thought you could most easily manipulate at the state right now is the one on his head. but you were just a little bit not able to find that kind of point of access.
Well, now that I have this all-purpose tool, I do have an extra +1. Is that
Exactly
enough for me to justify having an additional chance to check?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, then I'll go for both of them. I'll go for the head first and then for the chest.
Okay.
So +14 now with the all-purpose tool.
Okay.
And that is a nat 1. So no.
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, no, it's even worse. It's like you can't even get as kind of like pry the tool even as far in as it was the first time. And yeah.
Go
go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
Let's go. Okay, 28.
Hey, that's
I mean,
that's damn good.
You can get open like a space where you could fit your hand behind. There is another portion of this mesh.
All right, so it sounds like we probably will need to talk. Forgive me. Let me just write down his name really quick. What is the name of the powerful wizard on the Council of 12?
Taern.
Taern.
Hornblade. Hornblade.
Powerful wizard on Council of 12.
Who's also talking to you about a mission to the north.
Yes. Okay. So let's. See.
I think he's the one I wanted to speak to.
The one who GD also wants to speak to.
All right. Sounds good. Then we should both talk to him.
All right.
And you said that you're going to be there for it. So this is blank.
Zermanos, anything from you? On your day off?
Probably just health potions.
Classic.
Maybe an armor for either an upgrade to the breastplate or the glaive.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Which one you can upgrade one? I'll let you upgrade one. Which one you want to upgrade?
Breastplate.
Okay.
I currently have a +1.
Okay. Let me just look at this right first. Oh, you can't really find a +2 breastplate. You could commission a +2 breastplate.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really. It's like they don't carry. It's like not something that they just carry in a store. Really, to be honest, a +2. Overuse. Let's see. Xanathar's rules. Let's see. Okay. It takes a long time. Let's just see. Is it rare or very rare? Is that
It's very.
Oh no. 25 work weeks and it costs 20,000 gold.
Okay, so no.
Unless you start creating it yourself, which you can do because you're a magic person, but it would just take you a long time because you might not be like. I mean, so magic item creation is not necessarily linked to anything specifically except being able to do magic and spending your downtime doing it and paying for gold. There's really no like role you specifically have to make. It's just really you have to spend your downtime doing it. So you theoretically could do it with access to a place. Which
How long was it?
25 weeks.
Oh.
So it's a very rare item. This is Xanathar's Guide. Yeah, let me just double check. Yeah, Xanathar's Guide. Very rare.
Similar for the weapon?
It's a plus. You want a +2 for it? Yeah, unless you're finding it, you gotta unless you're like defeating someone who has a weapon like that. Yeah, you gotta create it. Yeah, or commission someone to create it, and like go and do your thing, and then come back and collect your thing.
Probably just stick with the health potions.
Yeah. Okay. So unfortunately, that's why it's a very rare kind of item. Healing, health. Right?
That's fine.
You can get like you can get 4 potions of greater healing if you want. They have like a lot of potions of greater healing. They have a lot of regular potions of healing. They only have 1 superior healing potion.
I'll take the superior, the 4 greater, and probably another 4 regular.
All right, so 4 graders are 500.
Okay.
Superior is roll a persuasion check for your superior one because they want a lot of money for it. They always do. But let's see how much you actually get charged. Not bad. 3,000 for the superior.
I'll probably not do that then.
500 for each grader, and the regular ones are 75.
You need 500 for each?
500 for each. They want 500 greater for the greater healing potions. You can roll another persuasion check if you want to. Try and get it lower. Oh, that's a good one. They'll say, okay, 250 for the greater healing potions.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take the 4 of those.
That's 1,000.
Yep. And then probably the 4 more regular ones, which you said were 75 each.
Yeah, that's 300 unless you want to try and you can roll persuasion on those too if you want. Try and talk them down. Try and talk them down. All right, so they'll go down to 45 each, so 180 for the cheaper ones.
Yep. So what is it? 1180.
1180.
Silvio is the name of our person on the.
Silvio, yes, Silvio, yes. See.
Right, making sure to write that one down too.
Silvio, Silvio, yes.
That's definitely a person who's in the book and not just Silvio. He's Silvio, everybody.
I have your ink, I have your paper,
Miss Scusi.
I have your wine, whatever you want. Mwah.
Okay. So
okay.
Are those in the party sheet?
No, I'll drag them onto your sheet specifically.
Who?
For greater.
It is unfortunate. I do now know some of these people on the Council of 12 because I'm running Dragon Heist for another group.
Yeah, I mean, they're good people to know.
Yeah.
And then regular healing. You had 4 of those. Also, potion of healing. 4. Okay, they're on your sheet, Zermanos.
PD is here as well, right?
Yeah, you're wherever you want to be.
Yeah. Potions. How much were for those potions?
They're kind of bought. They're pretty bought out after he kind of came in and cleaned out their health potions. But there's other potions around.
Fair enough. Yeah. What are these other potions?
They have a. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. I have a chart for this. Bum, 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 bum. They have a potion of fire breath, a potion of animal friendship,
I know what one GD's going for.
a potion of hill giant strength, a potion of growth, potion of water breathing. They have an oil of slipperiness, a dust of disappearance, a dust of dryness, a dust of sneezing and choking, a filter of love, a potion of poison, uh, yeah, that looks like it's it.
What about this potion of
love? The love one?
No.
Oh.
What about the potion of growth? Like I had one, but I never really got to use it because I ran away, I guess. Yeah.
The potion of growth you cast enlarge reduce on yourself for 1d4 hours.
Yes.
It's 500 gold pieces.
500 gold. Wow. You know, it's not in the cards today. Not in the cards.
Is there anything else you wanted to do on your day off, GD? Do you want to check out like adamantine stuff or like what?
Yeah, I would like to do that.
All right.
If Conrad is available, we might try to seek him out.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can definitely do that. And the minute that you go to his door, he makes himself available for you. And opens the door, and it's kind of GD's first moment of like trying to seek out kind of one of these people by himself. But like he thinks he understands Conrad a little bit. Like Conrad was like taken away from like his home and put into a place, imprisoned, kind of like you were.
Yeah.
And he kind of like invites you in, and you see he's healing well, and you speak Dwarvish. So, my friend, what can I do for you? I can't thank you enough for saving me while I was in there. I didn't have a hope of surviving without all of you.
Yes, yes, it was quite an adventure. I am glad we were able to find you in one piece.
He's still missing his eye.
Well, no, almost everything.
And then the other one has regained sight now that the creature has been like killed. He has sight back in like his one eye, but like the one that the snake obviously kind of like ate out of his face, he's still missing. And he kind of like it kind of gives you kind of like a tight smile at what you say, but says, "I could have lost a lot more that day there, lad. But you come to my quarters seeking something. Aye? What can I do for you?"
Well, I have this.
And he's gonna bring up the statue and kind of gently set it on the ground.
My words and 2 pennies. You know what you have there, lad?
I have some idea. I was hoping
he's
you
like,
could.
are you stopping him? He's like reaching forward to like pick up the statue.
Oh yeah, he can pick it up.
He like looks at it. He's like pulling it in close to his face and holding it up to his good eye and kind of like looking at it and like working it around and like touching it with his hands and looks back at you as he's got it in his hands. He's like nodding. Yeah, yeah.
I was wondering. Well, I suppose I don't know as much as I think you would. I was hoping you may, would you be able to enlighten me some?
Oh, yes. This is adamantine. It is one of the strongest metals anyone could hope to work with. A rival to Mithra, they say. My namesake from where I'm from. This metal, it's even rarer because the effects of it are somewhat unknown. People, well, you are. You want to infuse this onto yourself?
Well, one of my comrades, he wants to potentially maybe craft some armor with some of it.
Yes, that's the only usage I've ever heard of it is crafting it into a piece of armor.
I was wondering, do you think well, we've been fighting dragons a lot, and do you think something like this could be fashioned into something that would be able to specifically harm, like, these chromatic dragons we've been going against?
Aye. Yes. Do you have the coin to pay for such a thing?
Well,
You have to pay for the wizards and such to lay their magic upon it.
That is something that we will have to,
I can make
something
it.
that I will have to think about.
I can make it a weapon. But if you wanted to hurt the dragon specifically, you have to have the wizard cast the spell upon it for many days in a row. How they do, you know? Over the tables with the books and whatnot.
I did not know that magic could, well, magic can do a lot.
Aye, it's a beautiful gift and a horrible curse, and one of us who can't use the magic. But that's why you have allies, so they say.
Oh, that is true.
If you have any magic types in your group, they might be able to help you with such a task if they know how to do it. There might maybe a little bit of research hitting the books. They might be able to help you. If you want me to make the weapon for you using the statue, I can. What kind of weapon did you want made? A spear, a sword, a warhammer?
Is there, for example, something that I could run into the dragon with it, and it would stay, maybe impede its movement somewhat?
And he kind of like smiles at you for a second and kind of like starts rubbing his beard on his chin and starts describing to you like trying to make it into like almost like a metal whip, maybe.
A whip, huh?
And the only thing that he can think of is really kind of making it into this kind of specialized whip that you might be able to try and use your strength to hold the dragon down.
Okay.
But beyond that, he's not quite sure of what he can do for you.
Okay.
What about a lance? I can just run it into the dragon, penetrate through its scales.
He could tip the lance for you with what you've given him. And that would probably have a great effect on the weapon. You know? What it is, you're not sure, because traditionally, adamantine is used in armor for a protective effect.
Right.
And really, like, he's giving you the kind of inclination that he's willing to work on the weapon personally.
Okay.
The enchanting of it he can't do to affect a dragon.
Sure. I'm gonna say.
Well, I thank you for your generosity and helping me understand more about this metal. I think maybe I'd like you to work on it, but I'd like to speak with my friends and see what their thoughts are.
Okay. Yeah. And he'll say, I have the council meeting tomorrow morning, but after that, if you feel like you want something creative for you, I can definitely do the crafting of the weapon. Let me know.
Okay, I bid you adieu, if that is what they say.
Wax, do you have anything you want to do on your day off?
Yes, I would like to try and find a Zentarum stronghold base of operations. I'm not sure what to call it.
Okay, cool. Sweet, dope. Let's do that. I wanted to do this so badly. Okay, awesome. So like you have your let me pull open my sheet that I have for this, Wax. Let me just use the bathroom really quickly too. I'll be right back. Give me 30 seconds.
And I'm gonna go and make some burritos for myself because I basically eaten nothing today.
I've got pizza coming.
Nice.
Nice. I've eaten too much pizza recently.
All right, Wax. All right. Back. I have my page open. Wax. With your background, you don't really have to take a check or anything. With your kind of forger background, you're able to kind of like use what you know about this really, really populous city, somewhere you've been a couple of times, even before the group got together. To navigate your way to an establishment. Give me 1 second. I thought I had it. Yeah. Called in the dock ward. It's been a couple of times you find your way back to this bar called the Bloody Fist. And you know that the Bloody Fist is kind of this center of kind of work and illegal activity, undercover activity in the docks. You make your way back there and you kind of come in your way the top level of the bar, and it's a full bar by 2 p.m. If you go before 2 p.m., it's not as full, but you're there at 2, it's like hustling and bustling already. What would you like to do? Kind of come in the front door. The smell of alcohol and throw up and sawdust is what would hit you first. People are kind of drinking, dancing sloppily. There's card playing, dice playing, darts being thrown. Woman sings on like a small stage in the corner with someone kind of, a small band playing. This is kind of a common scene in these inns and taverns.
Absolutely, yeah. So I will saunter up to the bar with a spring in my step, and take a seat and kind of just look around, see if I notice anyone who I think is like a regular or something like that. Someone who
Make a perception check.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, I'm back. I just
Hello.
had a moment.
Yay. It's good. It's okay. Don't worry. We're gonna come back to us in a second. Yeah, you're looking around. You can't tell who's a regular or not, but I would say even from your experience, you would know that the bar is too crowded at the time that you're there for it to be all kind of on the level. There has to be something going on behind the scenes that you're not seeing. And you can't tell who's a regular or who's not as you're looking around, but the kind of bartender walks up to you and says, anything to drink.
I'll take I'll take a nice mug of ale. Thank you, good sir. And
you got it. And he walks away, starts to get your drink settled.
Yeah, so I'll wait for him to come back and tell me how much it is or whatever.
It's like a silver piece.
All right, so I'll give him a gold piece.
Okay.
And be like, I'm on business from the south. Oh shit! I have to look at the Sword Coast map. I don't know where.
I have it. Wait, I have it for you. I have it for you. Here.
All right, so yeah, I guess we were in the west when we went out to the dwarf lady in Parness. East. Sorry, Parness is almost dead east. All right.
You see it?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you. Yeah, so I come with urgent news from the east. I need to, and I'm in town on important business. I need to speak to the proprietor here.
Make a persuasion check. Kind of looking at you, he's trying to think about what you're saying.
Yeah,
that's
20.
a dirty 20, right?
You're speaking to the proprietor.
All right, sir. Do you have someone who could watch the bar for a second, that we might have a moment to speak alone?
Yeah. Kind of waves over a younger looking male and another female lady who kind of was working out on the floor, and they both start to work behind the bar, and he kind of gestures to you behind the bar a little bit. He's looking at you you're wearing nice clothes, but you still look kind of like a commoner for some in some ways, because you carry an instrument, and you're kind of recognizable as a bard, as a storyteller. So people kind of like aren't immediately suspicious of people like that because they're known as people who are honest in some way, even if they're not.
Yeah, so
And he
I'll
kind of
take,
like waves you behind the bar a little bit and takes you back like into the room directly behind. That's kind of like the connector to the kitchen. What do you? What? Who are you? Do I know you?
So no, I've been sent by Madam White
Who?
to F was not expecting that.
Madam White. Who is she? Are you
she
here?
is
Are you here? Oh. Are you here?
She told me I had authority here to speak on the behalf of the Zentarum as I meet in the city council. I'm sure you've seen all the bustling and commotion with the various delegations about and I've come to enlist your assistance with some matters of utmost importance.